Thank you, Aaron, and welcome everyone. My name is Billy from TaroWorks, and I'm excited to share what we have in store for our newest release, TaroWorks 6.1. So in this maintenance release, we've enabled our customers to leverage new mobile languages and partner technologies, the foremost being Salesforce Files. So the agenda for this presentation is that we're first going to look at what is new in TaroWorks 6.1. We'll then look at the process of upgrading to TaroWorks 6.1, which we will handle for you. And because of the nature of the upgrade, it's going to be more involved than previous upgrades. We recommend reaching out to us to do the upgrade for you. We're offering to do the upgrade up until April 30th, so we can schedule it before then. And I'm going to be discussing the process of scheduling the upgrade, as well as what you would need to prepare for us. So what is new in TaroWorks 6.1? So from TaroWorks 6.1, we are now compatible with devices running a 64-bit architecture. And what this means is that it gives greater freedom to you in selecting a device, and specifically a lot of new devices all leverage 64-bit architecture. We also have 4 new languages available for the mobile application. And from TaroWorks 6.1 and within future releases, we will be using Salesforce files instead of attachments. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at what the differences are between Salesforce files and attachments, as well as what this means for TaroWorks going forward. So thanks to a few very special members of the TaroWorks community, we now have Kiswahili, Hindi, Portuguese, and Tamil as available languages on the mobile application. This expands the use of our mobile application to more than a dozen new countries. You can visit the support site to read about which other languages are available on the TaroWorks application, as well as how these languages affect the mobile user experience. If there are some languages or a language that is currently not supported by TaroWorks and you would like this to be the case, you can reach out to your account manager, who will then describe the process of adding this language into TaroWorks. How we do this currently is we crowdsource the translations. So we're constantly looking for new contributors to help us get more languages on the application. So up until this point, all images that have been taken with the TaroWorks application, such as photos and signatures, have been stored as attachments on Salesforce. Additionally, many of our TaroWorks core features, such as the form XML as well as cascading selects, also leverage attachments. But after the upgrade to 6.1, all TaroWorks functionality will now be using and creating Salesforce files. So why are we shifting away from attachments to Salesforce files? Firstly, Salesforce files are a lot more versatile and have better functionality than attachments. And Salesforce themselves have indicated that they are no longer going to be improving attachments and improving functionality around attachments. So the future of content management on Salesforce is Salesforce files. Additionally to this, Salesforce have also indicated that at a certain point in the future, they will be deprecating attachments altogether, which means there will be a certain point where new attachments will not be able to be created. This is for good reason though, because as I've mentioned, Salesforce files are a lot more versatile, flexible, and usable than attachments. So in this table that I have on this slide, I'm going to go through a few examples of this. So in terms of access, attachments are specific to a single record. And what this means for access is that you would have to have access to that record to have access to that specific attachment. Whereas with Salesforce files, they are accessible from anywhere in Salesforce, which gives you a broader use of the Salesforce files for whatever you want to use them for. Attachments are and can only be related to one record, where Salesforce files can be related to multiple records at the same time. In terms of sharing attachments in Salesforce files internally, the attachments inherit the sharing settings from the record that they are attached to. So whatever the sharing settings are on the record will be the same for the attachment. Whereas Salesforce files, there are some advanced sharing settings available. So Salesforce files can be shared with an individual or group with one of three sharing options: view, modify, or collaborate. If an individual group has views option, then that they will be able to view the file. Modify, they'll be able to modify or view the file. And collaborate, they'll be able to collaborate on the file by viewing, downloading, making changes to the file, as well as uploading new versions of that file. In terms of external sharing, so sharing attachments in Salesforce files externally, so for example, you're wanting to share them with your clients, for attachments, the only way that this is possible is to export the attachments. And I'm sure if you've gone through this process before, you will understand how cumbersome it can actually be. Whereas with Salesforce files, you can generate a link that can be shared externally. So it reduces the time needed to share externally, as well as makes the process a lot easier. And finally, in terms of version control, this is not available on and for attachments. Whereas Salesforce files, you can upload new versions of Salesforce files as well as track the changes between the two versions. So because the upgrade to TaroWorks 6.1 requires the conversion of all attachments to Salesforce files, the process is more involved. It will require the addition of two add-ons to your Salesforce org, namely Magic Mover and the TaroWorks file converter. Magic Mover will be used for converting the source attachments into Salesforce files, and the TaroWorks file conversion process will be used to update the TaroWorks references from the source attachments to the Salesforce files. Both of these applications will be uninstalled once the upgrade process is completed. So here are the steps of the upgrade process to TaroWorks 6.1. So we will first need to install Magic Mover and the TaroWorks file conversion package into the org. We will then be using Magic Mover to convert all the attachments to Salesforce files. For TaroWorks, this means converting cascading selects, photos, signatures, as well as the form XML to Salesforce files. And we will be reaching out to administrators to understand if there are any other attachments outside of TaroWorks that would need to be converted to Salesforce files. Then we will install the TaroWorks 6.1 managed package in Salesforce. We will then use the TaroWorks file conversion package to update the URLs from pointing at the source attachments to the newly created Salesforce files. We'll then install the TaroWorks 6.1 APK on a mobile device, sync and synchronize one job into Salesforce to make sure that the upgrade process has been successful. And then we'll uninstall Magic Mover and the TaroWorks file conversion package from the org. It must also be noted that when converting attachments to Salesforce files, those source attachments are not deleted. There's just a copy of that attachment is created as a file. So at point number 7, this is also the point where we will decide whether to delete all of those source attachments or not. So as I mentioned, and as you can see from the previous slides, the upgrade process for TaroWorks 6.1 is a lot more involved than other processes. So what we recommend is that we'll do the upgrade for you. And in order to schedule this upgrade, you would submit a support ticket from our support website. Within the support ticket, you can include a few 6-hour periods in which we could possibly perform the upgrade. It must be noted that during these 6-hour periods, it will need to be at a time of low user activity, both on Salesforce as well as on TaroWorks. One of our support members will then send a questionnaire with information that is required by us to perform the upgrade. We will then send a calendar invite to the system administrator as a reminder of when the upgrade will take place. The system administrator can then communicate with the team when the upgrade is going to be happening, and during that time, if the mobile users are still going to be working, they'll need to be working offline, and they must also expect that the next time they synchronize, once the upgrade is finished, that they'll be prompted to download the 6.1 APK. When we start the upgrade process, as well as when we finish the upgrade process, we will communicate this with the system administrator, and then the system administrator can synchronize one job from the device to make sure that the upgrade process has been successful. So thank you for joining the webinar on our 6.1 release. If you have any questions, please do shoot. Anything about the new functionality available in 6.1, as well as the upgrade process or the support that we are offering around the upgrade process. Thank you.
Thanks, Billy. So everyone, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat, or you can raise your hand and I'll unmute you. Looks like we have one question. Is there a cost associated with delegating the upgrade to TaroWorks? This isn't to TaroWorks supports. This is an excellent question. Billy, I can just take it since I'm already unmuted if you want. This is because of how involved this upgrade is. This is kind of a special offer from the TaroWorks support team. So if you can get your upgrade scheduled by April 30th, then we're willing to do the upgrade on your behalf at no cost. So please do go to our support site and submit a ticket with that request with a few periods of low activity you think would work well for that upgrade. And we'll work with you to get that scheduled and get prepared. This is a 6-hour window that we're booking for this upgrade, so it is like a lot lengthier. And I think the main thing we want to assist our customers with is around making sure that conversion process is done correctly before deleting the source attachments. So there's a piece that you will play in that and a piece that we play in that. So us making sure all the upgrade steps are executed appropriately, but I think on your side as well is understanding how attachments are used in your org. So we are looking at the attachments that are generated and used by TaroWorks. But if there are other areas of your organization that are using those same attachments or different attachments, that can affect your conversion process. So that's kind of the discussion we'll be having around the planning before we actually do the upgrade. Does that answer the question? I think it does. There's no follow-up questions. So again, just want to stress to take advantage of us. Okay, great. So we got confirmation that answered the question. So I do just want to stress to everyone to go ahead and submit your ticket to get that upgrade scheduled at whatever time, some times that work well for you, so that we can manage it for you. Any other questions? Looks like we have one more coming in here. Okay, the next question. Can you do the upgrade during our operations nighttime? Billy, do you want to take that?
Sure. So, good question. We do have team members spanning across the globe, so we will be able to arrange an upgrade at a time of low activity that also suits you. So yes, we will be able to.
Awesome. Any other questions? I think one more note that I just liked, or announcement I'd like to make is that There were some of our clients operating Rwanda that were expecting Kinyarwanda to be released in 6.1. We are actually releasing the translations that we have, but some of them are too long for our user experience. So we are going to be taking another round of edits to those, working with our translators to try to get more condensed translations for some of the translations we requested. So if you do set your language device to Kinyarwanda in 6.1, it will load, but I think there are some error messages and pieces of the experience where it looks less than ideal because of how long the translation is. So just an FYI for those of you working in Rwanda. There are no other questions. I think that's it. Thank you everyone for joining. If you think of anything else, feel free to submit a ticket on our support site with any questions you might have. Thanks everyone for joining, and thank you, Billy, for the presentation. Everyone have a great day.